Get my hands. Okay, here we go. So what we have here is an iMac G3. It's got the Apple logo on the top. Would be nice if it was transparent, but I think some guys in the Discord are working on a 3D or like a transparent version of this, of the 3D model. What the? Got other discs laying around, and it comes with a nice little PC style Mac mouse, I guess. And then it's got like this keyboard that's very low detail, but it's got the right colors, I guess. So anyway, we've got this G3 Fusion 30 disk that's supposed to boot the Mac OS operating system. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in. And I think I just have to click it. Listen to that glory. Which is pretty much the same sound, I guess, as it always is. Ooh, this screen looks a little worse. Anyway, we're going to click on it. Then I'll go to my actual keyboard. We'll do Setup, Fusion, Professional Macintosh Emulator. So currently I don't think there's any way to run your own like games in this. I think it's really all you can do is boot up the OS. But I thought I'd show this off anyway. So a couple things you need to do. You need to follow the guide that's mentioned in the UGC share. The guy has a little guide, and it took me forever to figure some of this out. Two things you need to do, though, is set up sound. I've got it set to blaster. That seems to be working. And good grief, this looks terrible on this screen. What was it? Devices? What was the other one? I think you have to save a memory setting, which I think default is fine. And then once you do those two, you hit save config, and it'll create the zip file, and then you follow the rest of the instructions for this. And then when you come back in to actually run something the second time, you'll need to actually set up your ROM file. So I've got one selected here, selecting that one, and then you need to set up your device. I've got a Mac 8-1, I've selected that. Yep. So we're ready to go. And now we're going to hit launch emulator. Hopefully this still works. Just going to set my little handsets down. Now this is very easy to corrupt. I've already corrupted it once. So I had to drop in the zip. I had to generate the zip file from scratch and drop in my ROMs and my system again. Because if you shut this down, or if you turn it off without shutting it down, you'll corrupt it pretty quickly. And there's a few things in here that will freeze. It seems like typing in text will freeze it up. See, it's already complaining about that. Which, this is a brand new config and everything. So we'll hit OK on that. But check this out, man. I do wish the resolution was better. It's actually, if I run this on a PC monitor and like the desktop tower, it just looks sharper in VR at least. It looks pretty blurry. I'm looking, I guess on screen on the recording it probably doesn't look too bad, but yeah, we'll hit Apple menu. Here's all these old Apple menus. This is nuts. I remember having a Power Macintosh. It wasn't a G3. It was probably older than the G3, and it ran like up to 7.5, macOS 7.5, and I think that's as far as it went. This should be macOS 8.1, I think. Yes, macOS 8.1. So in theory, it's a little newer than what I grew up with my first Mac. It's barely. Built-in memory, it's got 30 megabytes. Virtual memory's off. Looks like the hard drive's like full, so that might be part of the problem. I forgot what this was. I felt like this was just an extension or a plugin, but maybe it was built into this version of the OS. I don't remember. But this is quite a trip back in time. I remember this little toolbar. You could adjust your sound right here. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea to have it like floating over everything. I would change the resolution, but I think I have to be very careful what I do in here because some things I do, it'll just crash. But this is quite the trip. I mean, let's go into the hard drive and take a look here. Apple Extras, Internet. Gosh, I wonder if Internet works. Probably not. Netscape Navigator. Oh man, do I dare? I'm afraid anything I run will crash it. I'll try running it. Whoa. Mouse is still moving. Netscape is unable to create a network socket. So this is where I crashed it. Was I was trying to fix the network connection to LAN, and then I had to start trying to type something in, and then that just crashed it. I did it twice, and it crashed it, and then it just corrupted the whole thing. So we're gonna go ahead and quit Netscape Navigator. But that is cool that you could at least launch it and see the browser for what it is. We'll close that. What else? So I really wanted to get some games in here, and I'm just not sure it's possible. It'd have to be built into the OS file, I think. It does have some games, so let's go. Web pages. Does it have some built in? Oh gosh, that's funny. So these might run default. There it goes. It's going to run Netscape Navigator. So these are local web pages it can probably render. Oh yeah, look at that. How cool. Welcome to Mac OS. I'm getting like a glare. Might need to turn off the TV behind me, or not the TV, the fan. Let me try that. Let me back away for a sec. Turn that off. Oh yeah, that's better. Let's do a little desk lamp here. Got desk lamps. Not in there. It's going to be UGC props. I'm going to try not to load too many things here. This one's cool because it's real ambient. So we'll set this one up. I guess I got to do it that way. There we go. Doesn't that look so much more like the 90s? Let's you know what? Let's do. There we go. Look at that. Get the shadows right. What is this? Is this daytime still? I think it's nighttime. It just happens to look like daytime. Let's go. No, here we go. This will be nighttime. Let's go to 8 p.m., 9 p.m., something like that. At some point you can see it'll do blinds, shadows. Yeah, now that's nighttime. There we go. That was just a weird looking daytime. All right, that's good enough. Oh, this looks so much better. I want to stand back for a second and admire how it looks. I have to take a screenshot for this video. How cool. All right, back to the recording. All right, put my hands down. Let's get back working on the Mac here. All right, man, I really wish this looked better. I wonder what he needs to do to. I think he's trying to make it look more like a CRT, which is funny. It just happens to make it kind of blurry. Welcome to Mac OS personal web sharing. Does it have any links? Dude, I noticed scrolling didn't work. So that's it. That's all that's on that web page. Interesting. Home? Nope. Oh, it might have frozen up. We might have frozen up already. The mouse is working now. Oh boy. Quit. Let's see. We're in. Oh man, if I quit it, I run the risk of corrupting it again, but might not have any choice. It might have done this when I snapped out of it. So I'll try turning it off and on again. But I don't know, man. This is my only gripe with this thing is it's super fragile. It's like somebody got it just barely working. Is there a way to eject the disk here? So I might just have to delete it. It's the only way, only gonna be the only way to shut it down, I guess. All right, let's grab that. I should have frozen the lamp. Oh, let's fix you. So before I shut down all of EmuVR, and maybe that was the wrong move. Put it right there. Let's lock it in place. I'm gonna get my disc again. So I was trying to get these games, but really you can only run this. You can't like drop one of these in because you can't really install the OS to DosBox. So this is really kind of running an emulator inside DosBox. That's, I don't know. I just don't know if there's any realistic way to run custom games. I've asked in the Discord and nobody really said anything. So we're gonna hit setup again, make sure we have the same things. I really hope it doesn't crash. There, let me grab my mouse. Let's make sure we still got the same ROM and device. Yeah, that looks good. I don't know if I need to hit save config or not. We'll just launch and see what happens. So before, if I didn't shut it down, I'd get the little Mac icon and it would just hang up there. And I hope it doesn't do that again. But we will see. Oh, I don't know. There it goes. Nice. Look at that. Came back. All right. Like I said, it is super picky. Probably needs a little more work, I guess. But the fact they got it this far is pretty amazing. Because you really shouldn't even be able to run a Mac in VR like this using DosBox, which is just insanity. Listen to what I mean, not to what I say. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I swear I found a folder with games, so we're going to try and run some system games. Let's see. It's just so blurry. There we go, games. Here we are. So it's got Invaders and Missile Command and Tank Wars. Missile Command, I haven't tried that one. You know, I know Invaders worked, but it was hell to get out of. Tank Wars. But let's go with that one. I know that one worked. Ugh. You're the last defense for Earth's against alien invasion. Okay. Clicky. Okay, I can still hit quit, so that's a good start. I think I have to do new game. There we go. Oh, it doesn't seem to have audio. That's strange. I think the problem was I couldn't figure out how to, since this is on the mouse, I was like, well, how am I going to quit the game? I guess I could try the keyboard shortcut. Oh, yeah, take that, take that. Okay. Let's see. Do a few more here. This is basically a ripoff of, I was going to say Asteroids. That's not right. The arcade game. Go, go, gotta get the UFO. There he goes. I'm sure nobody needs to actually emulate Mac to play a game like this. Like probably nobody misses this game. But what I wanted to do, which I don't think is going to be possible yet, was I really wanted to run Escape Velocity. That's one of my favorite games. I didn't get a whole lot of time to play it as a kid. And I wasn't super good at it. I would only make it so far and then die. But I remember one thing I remember was, oh, got him, was playing Escape Velocity and then going online to the very early internet and downloading plugins or mods. I think they're plugins at the time. And one of them was a Star Wars mod, and so it could replace all the ships and destroyers with Star Wars ships and destroyers. And I thought, even though I'm not a giant Star Wars fan, I thought that was super cool. I was like, wow, that may have been the first mod I ever installed. And yeah, I mean, we're talking early internet, like 98, 97. I don't remember when I got internet. I was at least probably a year behind. Like, I think most people that I knew got internet in around 95 because they had Windows 95, which could probably better support it. There we go, game over. So we can quit when you hit the game over screen, so that's good. Missile command. But yeah, I really wanted to find a way to put escape velocity on here, and I just don't know how it could realistically be done. Something in the trash? Oh, look at this. There's a bunch of like packages in here. I wonder if this was somebody's backup and they just didn't think to check the trash. Desert Trek Zip? That sounds like a game. What? I can't read this. Key chicks? Key clicks. Desert Trek. Too bad I don't have a zip application. I'd be interested in seeing what that was. Oh yeah, you can't right click on Mac that old. Flash it, default app. God, I can't read some of this stuff. It's just so Eclipse screensaver. Yeah, I don't even think I have a stuff it expander yet. Wow. I think it's just gonna be like, what is this? Yeah. SIT is stuff it expander. And I was trying to extract things on Windows to make those disks, and it kind of worked, but yeah, I mean, you have to run this OS. I think the way DosBox for Windows, the reason I can have disks for Windows in here is you literally install the OS to DosBox. So then you're already running the OS and you can actually bring in disks at that point. But that's funny. Stuff in the trash. But I don't think this is going to work that way. Not yet, at least. So unless somebody else has done this and they know better, by all means, tell me I'm wrong. I wonder if we can up. Maybe we just don't have the volume up. It played the startup sound, so I thought we had sound, but maybe not yet. Might have to. Man, this isn't even in color. This is this is old. I thought I remembered Mac OS 7.5 having, plenty of color choices, or maybe that's the problem. We're still. No, I think 256 is right for that era. I got no volume though. That's weird. Missile command. So, not exciting. I wish I could say that I had escape velocity running here. I mean, obviously I could just emulate it on my computer. Hell, they got it running in browsers now. You can just run it on a website and play it. But I thought it'd be super cool to play it like this because that's the way I remember. And that was a cool game for a simple game that you could get for Mac OS. That wasn't entirely huge and didn't really require a CD. That I remember, it it was a damn good game. It's basically like a precursor to Freelancer. If you ever played that Microsoft game, when I played Freelancer, I was like, oh my god, this is like a 3D. I lost my mouse. It's like a 3D version of Escape Velocity. It was sort of you'd do freelance jobs. You'd either be a courier, or you'd fight pirates, or you'd go find somebody, do random odd jobs in space. So that was just a super cool game. All right, so that worked without crashing. That's a good start. Tank Wars. Let's go into this. I believe this is going to be another black and white. Now, I might be able to get better support or better OS like colors and stuff depending on the ROM I run. The ROM is like, I guess, different releases of Mac OS, but the system is 8.1. So I didn't totally understand the ROM. It took me a long time to figure out how to get the ROM that it needed for this. Here we go. Tank Wars. So it was kind of like trial and error before I found one that seemed like it was the right. I actually had to Google the system name and dates to find the right one. Ken style. I don't even know how to play this. All right, let's do new game. Oh, this might be with keyboard. I had no idea what's going on here. Oh, see, I used the keyboard and it froze it. I shouldn't have done that. Not in the OS. I should not be using the keyboard. Yeah, here we go. It's frozen up. All right, let's see if it's safe to do this again. So I'm just going to back out, delete the screen. Let's grab it again. Hey. So it's almost more beneficial to just run it on a PC screen because it looked way better. Why did I just do that? I was thinking I was locking it with the other controller. Or freezing. That's freeze. Clicky. Oh, we need the disk, of course. Disk. It is Fusion G30. So none of these will run. I'm pretty certain that's not going to do anything. It's just going to open DosBox and be like, where is it? And it's like, run installed operating system. Well, that's going to be Windows, so that's no good. So far I can't tell if this has... Whoa, what is this? Brother, what's that, brother? What? Okay, that's right. The mouse had like a USB to the keyboard at the time. That's funny. I don't think that functionally does anything. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think I have to delete this again. So one more time. Just hang out with me. I'm gonna try not to delete it again. There we go. So yeah, the only disk that's gonna work is gonna be the Fusion 30, as it should be. I was just misunderstanding how this would work when I was setting this up. There we go. So now you'll see Fusion 30 exe setup.e. This is basically running the little emulator that's going to run Mac OS. So, need to click on it one more time. Let's go. I think we can just run it. I don't think I needed to. Put my hands down. Please don't crash. Please don't hang up. It took a long time last time, right? So we're going to just be patient. There it goes. Beautiful. That is so cool just to see that startup screen again. And I remember this was a time where I was sort of saddled with Mac OS, and it was basically my parents had made the decision to go with Mac OS, probably because they thought I wouldn't be able to game on it as much. And that was true. I had a hell of a time getting games for Mac OS at this era. It was bad. I mean, there were only a few. It was very kind of few and far between to find a port of a good game for Mac OS. It'd have to be a really popular game, maybe, but you certainly weren't going to get everything. So that's cool. At least I think I figured out a safe way to close this when it does freeze up. Disk first aid. So I guess the rest of this time we'll just spend kind of going through some of the, like, let's see if this runs. There it is. It does run. It's really mostly to just sort of look at and toy around with. I just don't think there's a terribly practical use for it yet. Just because it is so fragile and unstable. Like, I'm afraid to try changing the resolution. I'm afraid it'll just crap out. And then I'll be stuck with it and I'll have to replace my files again. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of briefly jump in and show this off. I think what I'm going to do, this is a new room that I kind of set up. And I think what I'd like to do, look at mail. No, it's not going to run that. So yeah, it's not going to run many things. But what I'd like to do is do like a PC themed room, like for PC gaming, and leave a lot of the other retro gaming out. So I'd like to. I saw another guy's video. He put in the shelving, which I have. It's just a pain in the ass to get it, and then just start filling it up with game boxes for PC at least. And then if this gets improved, I'd love to have some Mac OS games in here. Even though it's not terribly necessary. Really, the only games I can think of are the Escape Velocity series. If you can think of other Mac OS classic games, I know there are quite a few, maybe not tons, but quite a few that you have to have this classic version of Mac OS to even run them, or emulate them, which this is basically doing anyways. But yeah, it'd be cool to just have a little collection of Mac stuff. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, I got some junk I got to clean up here. I forgot to show off. Delete that stuff. There should be a Mac OS box. There it is. Check that out. That really completes it right there. How cool is that? Throw that over there. I'm hitting my real desk. So there's a Mac OS box. I guess we can turn this on now. This is Mac OS X, which would be 10. This is far newer than 8.1. But I guess they just thought this was a nice sort of thing to have. That it comes with a download for it. Which Mac OS 10 is pretty old now. I don't know if that was the Intel Mac or not. I think it was still the older chip. But anyway, set that there. So I think I'll have two desktops. I'll have two screens, like one monitor here, one here. So maybe the PC one will go here and the Mac OS will go here. Kind of like that guy did. Do the shelving with the games, and just kind of set it up mostly for PC gaming. Like I've really gone and deleted all the TVs and stuff for this room. I got unthemed NES cartridges at the moment. VHS sitting on the ground. I'll probably remove these arcades. I still need to get the ROMs working for these. I think we're missing a couple of bin files or something for those at the moment. But yeah, so that's Mac OS. Delete that guy. And I just wanted to kind of get in and show this off. I thought it was super cool. It's minimal. I mean, there's not much to do, but I hope the guys who set this up continue working on it, and I'd love to get a way to bring some games in. And if there is, and I'm just not aware of how to do it or I'm missing it, please let me know if you do know. Oh, here we go with Netscape Navigator. So maybe this is what launches those HTML files instead of having to go find them. I'm afraid this is going to crash again, so. Dang. Look at that. Oh, look at the way the graphics load. 97. Help me solve a problem. Show me what I can do. Let's see if that works. Oh, it worked. We got another page to load. Yeah, I think mine, you can barely see it, but I think my Mac was the one before this one where it was built into the monitor. So it was a Power PC. I don't remember the model anymore, but it was a separate, PC or personal computer that the monitor sat on top of. And then I think this one was the later version that was a little bit better. What's new in Mac OS? Ooh, what is new in 30-year-old Mac OS? Ease of use, performance, internet, appearance, multimedia. You can copy this whole thing to the trash. That's cool. Oh, we didn't check out desktop backgrounds. Where's that going to be in? I'm trying to remember now. I feel like it was in here somewhere. System profile? I don't think that's it. Chooser. Control panel, maybe. Desktop pictures. Yes, this should be it. Do we have a picture? What about patterns? Ooh, we got some different patterns. Set that one up. Oh, snazzy. I don't remember these. I think I remember the TV static looking one. It's like, my God, that's terrible. I think I remember this one. That's a lot easier to look at. One of those blues. Fibers. Oh, here we go. Now we're cooking. Dang. Woo! Those look like broken TIE fighters. Now we're getting the fancy shit over here. Look at this. Oh, the stones. Oh my God, I remember those. The pebbles. They found an interesting way to tile those seamlessly. I think I remember this raised lavender. For not having a lot of games, I loved my Mac, though. It lasted forever, too. It must have lasted like 20 years. It would still boot up. I had probably it was my first computer, so I was trying to run PC stuff on it, and I thought there was a way to do it. And I probably corrupted some system files and didn't know what the hell I was doing at the time. I was just like a middle schooler. I think the first game I played on this type of OS was SimCity, which I was trying to get in here. But I don't think there's any way. I'd have to have Damien tools for it to maybe see, an ISO. Daemon tools, rather. Oh, I remember the circuit board one. I felt so high tech with that. I was like, yeah, look at me. Select picture. Let's see. Do we have any? Oh, here we go. Whoa, whoops. Crap. I clicked the wrong button. Select picture. Oh, man. Where was that? Photos? Oh, no. I didn't see Apple Extras. Sample desktop picture. Oh, how did I find that? Open. Whoa. Is it going to crash trying to do that? Oh, look how long it took to open that image. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's practically like I'm at the beach. I think it froze up again. It may be a memory thing. I may need to... Oh, there it goes. I may need to increase the memory. But it seemed like when I was messing with that, it made it worse. Like, because I wasn't selecting the proper uh, megabyte values it was expecting, so I might have to research what realistic values there were at the time. But anyway, this is a long recording. It's getting late. There's really not much else to do. I wish there was. But I did think people would think this is cool and want to check this out. It's, like I said, not super exciting, but I think we froze up again. I should really shut this down so it doesn't fry up. I don't know if it's going to let me. Anyway, Mac OS 8.1 on a G3, which I'm not even sure is realistic. I'm thinking G3's probably ran something newer, but I'm not sure. I stopped working on Macs around that time. And then later in college, I went back to Mac again. And I've always loved Macs. They are, in my opinion, some of the best running software systems you can have. Yes, they are especially at this time, they were a little dorky and, didn't have a lot of support for different softwares and stuff. But as far as like booting up and getting shit done, that's what I still use Mac for. I do graphic design, web development, UX, all that stuff. And so we're still working on Mac today. If I want a game on a PC usually, unless there's something specific I'm looking for. Like I was definitely looking for to run Escape Velocity and some other games on this, but that will maybe come later. We'll see. We'll see what they do. I think this is still frozen up. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. I might just jump in and take some more screenshots after I restart it. But I just wanted to share this. I thought this was one of the neater UGCs they released. It's very basic, very minimal, not a lot going on. But the fact you can jump into a VR room and toy around on a vintage Mac OS is pretty cool, and you don't have to have something like this necessarily sitting in your house, because let's face it, these are bulky, cumbersome machines these days, and they might be collector's items, but I think I'd much rather just have a VR version of this sitting here and not have to store a real one. And still, this feels very much like I'm sitting in front of one, with the exception of the screen's a little blurry. But yeah, anyway, that's it. I'm going to cut it off here. And thanks for stopping by. If you liked it, also, subscribe, leave some comments, what you think of this. And I'll be making more videos soon. All right, thanks for stopping by.